speaks to the power of hydration and being able to make sure that you've got a nice full bladder, because Sam's stream, whenever he's over here and we're having a meeting for the lobby, is absolutely insane. Like it sounds thunderous, like on the observation deck of Niagara Falls.
It echoes off of the walls.
It does. It does. It's pounding. It's amazing, honestly. So, as somebody that spends a lot of time in men's rooms, I will tell you right now, that's an enviable stream that he's got, that Sam show. Almost as good as this stream right here, Deanna.
Does yours just like dribble out?
Yeah, completely.
It's like the last bit of turning the spigot off.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you say spigot?
Spigot.
Wait, you just said spigot.
Yeah. Spigot.
Which is it?
Spigot.
Spigot. Because I didn't realize this until recently, that there's like some question about which one it is. So I think both pronunciations are actually like both pronunciations are acceptable. They both have the same definition. It seems like it's a regional thing as to whether or not you say spigot or spigot.
I mean, they both kind of sound the same, so I
They
get
sound,
it.
yeah, they sound exactly the same, but it was
It's
enough that I could pick
spelled.
it up.
It's spelled spigot.
S
But
P
nobody's
I
gonna
G
say
O
that.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also is spelled
Really?
Spicket. Yes, yeah, that is also an acceptable spelling for the word.
Look it up.
I will. I'll look it up right now. I'll show you.
I mean, I'm not doubting you, but before I go around thinking this for the rest of my life, I need to have it concrete.
Spigot with a G is the correct standard term for an outdoor faucet or valve, while spigot is the common regional variation or phonetic misspelling often used in Southern or Mid Atlantic US dialects.
It's
That was my
or it's not saying it's like a correct way to do it. It's just a lot of people end up saying it like that.
well, it's sounding like spigot is the preferred according to Gemini. Let's just say let's preface by saying that, which also Gemini failed me several times when I was trying to cheat at Scrabble the other day.
Oh, she cheated. I thought you were anti-cheating.
I am very much anti-cheating, but also when it comes in terms of, I am anti-cheating. I do just want to say that first of all, but I
You have
am.
a lot of talks about like that being completely against the spirit of even playing a game.
I agree. I agree. This is
What were you
it's
trying to
speaking.
prove?
I was trying to check on a two-letter word,
Oh, what word?
like an
Oh, one of the
AAEEOEO, that kind of
downwards.
thing. Yeah, and whether or not
Okay.
that was going to be acceptable.
I thought you were doing like the what is it, the anagram or like the boggle thing. They
Oh,
have a
where
thing
I'm like, oh, where you actually are trying to like
for
take
word
whatever the
scrambler,
seven
and you can
tiles
say
are.
like exactly like this is the biggest word you could make with these certain letters.
No, no, I have an excellent vocabulary, Deanna. It's very, very, very good, and therefore I don't need to do that kind of thing. It's not necessary.
It was just a lot of lead up for you to be talking about how great your vocabulary is and land on good.
Listen, listen. When it comes to my vocabulary, it's gooder than anybody else's.
It's so
I'll
good.
put money on that. It's so very good. So very
But
good.
at least you weren't cheating in like a and I don't feel like that's dishonorable.
Yeah, I do. I do. I think it's definitely questionable. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm going to
I
go to
know
the
I wouldn't
bathroom."
I
And
agree, you
then
shouldn't be doing that, but I'm not revoking your honor as a human.
I didn't realize that you were held the keys to my honor, Deanna. I didn't realize that I had imbued you with such power. I didn't know. So sorry. I didn't realize that Deanna speaks for my honor.
Yeah, don't worry though, I'm not
Uh,
taking it
uh,
away.
oh, good, good, excellent. I'm so glad. Hold on. I'm seeing that we have poor Stream health now. Now we've gone from Sam stream to Dan stream like almost
The
immediately.
dribble
I
spigot.
Now we're into the dribble and I don't understand why. Hold on, let's go check the live feed for 1 second. Pardon me, guys. We
Does it say if it's on my end?
No, it's not on your end because you're only connected through the ninja thing. No, the stream health looks fine. This still looks like a Sam Cho stream. I don't understand what it's saying to me right now. What is this foolishness? Our stream is fine. Our stream is powerful. Our stream sounds fantastic by virtue of the fact that it has you and I on it, Deanna.
Our stream would never cheat at Scrabble.
Wait, well, hold on. Let's not get out of hand. The stream would definitely cheat at Scrabble, or at least half the stream would cheat at Scrabble. Please don't tell anybody that. Also, I'm trying to keep my honor intact. What's the
Okay.
most flagrant version of cheat, like the most flagrant observation of cheating that you've ever seen in real life?
Anything Baba does in any game. He thinks it's so funny to cheat. He just loves it. He'll like be just obviously like trying to pull people's cards down in a game of cards.
I love that strategy. I don't even think that's cheating. That's just brute force.
I mean, he will find any game. He's like, the first thought when you're like explaining the rules, his first thought is like, what's the loophole and how can I cheat at this? Like, that is the game to him.
I think that actually I do understand that. And in a way, I'm like, that's not technically cheating. It's very lawyerly
No,
way
but
of
he finds
thinking.
actually, no, it fully is cheating. Like, it's not even just a loophole. It's like, what, what can I do to mess everything up? I like the loophole stuff. I like when it's like, oh no, like I've found a way around this, or like there is a flaw in the game, and I can use that to my advantage until everybody else has figured out that like that exists as a flaw. That's just good gameplay.
Yeah,
What
that's
Baba
just
does is
gamesmanship.
no, he's a scammer.
Like he just will straight up like will cheat at the game. I like the pulling down of the cards personally. Personally.
He would like go find another deck of cards and put like all the spades into his hand under that's the kind of cheating, like fully cheating.
That's Machiavellian. That's crazy.
It's,
That's actually insane. Like if they did that in Vegas, they would break his kneecaps.
this is for like a friendly game between me, him, and my mom and my brother. This is not even for money.
Oh, I was doing I had a little sleepover, a little adult sleepover with my boys Marlon and Rob a couple of years ago, and we call it spending the night. And we would Marlon's wife was out of town, and so we decided, oh, we're gonna go over to his house. We're gonna have a sleepover. He's got a great little crib, so we're like, let's play Monopoly. So the three of us and one other friend, Donnell, were sitting down and we were playing Monopoly. And about 20 minutes into the game, I realized that all of them are cheating. All of them. Like Rob is collecting rent on properties he does not own. Marlon is stealing money out of the free parking space at the corner when no one is looking. And Donnell, who was the banker, at one point I turned to him and I'm like, Donnell, we're like 3 or 4 turns into the game. How do you already have like $8,000? Like, how is that possible? And then all of them are like, well, it's Monopoly. It's cheating is a whole point of the game. Like it's capitalism. You're supposed to cheat. And I was like, no, no, no. I don't remember seeing that anywhere in the rules that like cheating is encouraged in Monopoly.
It is not encouraged. I think I personally I would not play a game with Rob and Darnell thinking that like it's going to ever end in your favor though. Like I did everything in my power to not play spades with them.
It's just like it's written in the stars that they are going to cheat at the game.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Is it
Yeah,
Darnell
well,
or Donnell?
it's Donnell. You just pulled a Deirdre on him. It's how everybody mispronounces your name. Even my mom the other day, I can't tell you how many times my mom has heard that your name is Deanna. And what did she call you the other day? It was
I
like
don't
Dina or something. It was crazy. What is that with you? I've been in so many social situations with you where your name has been perfectly pronounced, very clear to everybody. And then, like, lo and behold, somebody in the room is calling you Deirdre or Donna or something. Like, what is the block on Deanna?
I don't know. I don't it's not like that crazy of a name. I don't know if it's like I don't know. I honestly don't understand because I know that I'm saying it as clearly as possible, and other people who are my friends will refer to me as my actual name, and it just like something in the wires of a brain. It like cannot like sink in even when they've seen it spelled multiple times.
It really, the worst was when we were at the gathering this last summer, and we were sitting around. We were at Camp by My Weed, of course, where we like to spend our time. Those are our main homies, and we were playing a Go Fish game. And there was actually a new Dan that was in the bunch. Captain Kirk had brought his good buddy Dan to be at the gathering, and then that Dan became known as Dan Junior, and I was Dan Senior, which I have to tell you, I was absolutely thrilled with. But Dan Junior, over the course of the Go Fish game, I think mispronounced your name like probably 6 or 7 times. And at one point, you looked at him and you were like, "What is my name?" And he was like, "Oh my god!" Like he looked shook over the fact that he was going to have to remember what your name is. I don't understand this at all. I don't
I
understand how
think
there's so much.
it was also that my personality is not very confrontational, but it was like I'm sure he was shocked also that it was like, listen,
Yeah.
I've reached my quota on how many Deirdre, Deanna, Janices I can
Yeah,
take.
yeah, exactly. Like how many like mispronunciations and just weird alterations to your name are actually possible here? I don't understand it at all. I don't get it, Deirdre. Not in the least bit. Listen, Donna.
Is your name Daniel like legally?
Yes. Yeah, I am yes, I am a Daniel.
Hmm.
I have never I've never gone by Daniel. I actually it's like a weird it's a weird like an alter ego of mine that only exists in doctors' offices and workout classes because it's like you have to fill out your legal name for both of those, and so they'll be like yelling out like Daniel, Daniel, and it's like some weird version of me that only exists in those spaces. Like I chose Dan. This was the my chosen name. I like Dan. My mom definitely would have preferred Danny, but I don't go for that at all. I like Dan. I liked the adult sound of Dan.
Do you act differently when they call you Daniel?
Well, I certainly don't put on these kind of shenanigans in the doctor's office. I'll tell you that much. Although I am a big proponent of like you have to fuck with the doctor. Like I think that's absolutely essential to the healthcare system is you have to play mental games with the doctor just to upset the power balance a little bit. Like I feel like they are a little bit too much in control of the situation. And so to me it's important that like you've got to throw that off a little bit and play games with them.
You've got to take back your power.
Yeah,
And
you do.
they
It's
have you
important.
waiting for like an hour and a half when you have an appointment. So
Yeah, exactly.
anything that you can do to get your power back, I'm for.
It's disrespectful as hell. Like they make you wait in the room for an hour and a half. They don't say your name correctly when you first go in. They shove fingers up your ass or some other complete yeah, some other form of humiliation, and then they charge you like $400 for the pleasure. Like, no, I'm sorry, but like I'm gonna take this opportunity and just play games with you right now.
What do you do?
I like to steal gloves, like steal their medical supplies, like just empty out the box of gloves into my backpack. I had a doctor one time that like you sat down and we were in his office. It was when I was a teenager, I was with my mom, and you sat down and you could see from his desk that this guy clearly had like some very advanced version of OCD. Like everything on his desk was like perfectly arranged in its perfect little space. And he had these like two pens that were sitting up in pen holders. And so I would turn to my mom, I was like, watch this. And I tipped one of the pens over so that it wasn't sitting upright. So it was like this. And the doctor came in and he was like very matter of fact, very businesslike. And he was talking to the two of us and he was writing down something on his prescription pad. And then, like, without missing a beat, he leans forward and he fixes the pen without looking at it. He readjusts it so that it's sitting upright again. And my
That's a
mom
monster
burst into
move of you.
laughter. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You've got to throw him off. Like I'm sorry, but you don't get to wield this kind of control over me just because I'm in this sterile room that smells like rubbing alcohol. Like I'm sorry, but that's just I'm not going to give up that level of autonomy.
You know who would love that story? Baba.
Of messing with. Baba seems more like he doesn't seem as though he's somebody that would get. He seems like he respects medical professionals. I've seen the reverence with which he talked about that guy that owned the ditch digging machine and had the gravel business, and like and the reverence that he would treat that guy with. And I just don't believe that he's going to go to a
That's
medical
just
doctor.
because is the power or is the connection still crazy? That was the first time I've ever seen you go full lag.
Oh, was I lagging?
Yeah, you got stuck.
Something did happen. Hold on. Something is going on.
Something is afoot.
Something is afoot. It seems as though we are back, Deanna.
Okay.
Um, wow, huh, weird. Maybe the internet is wonky at my house right now. But either way, I think you should marry that man, Deanna. I believe his name is Dudley, is it not?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that the two of you would be very good together. I think that you would make like an excellent little Lady Macbeth inside of his Gravel empire. And yeah, I'm fully on board with you living that life. What was Baba's thinking or justification as to why he really wanted you to be with that specific man?
I don't he gets something into his head and it becomes like a little brain worm inside of it. Like at one point he decided my driveway was too narrow and he made entire blueprints and like full model of my house. If I just took my entire driveway and moved it to the other side of my house, like took half of my house off, added a second story, like in his mind, he's like, no, this is the only possible solution to this thing. Why are you're so stubborn? Why aren't you listening to me?
I agree with him. Let's knock half your house down, Deanna. Let's do it. Let's
I
wipe
said,
off
it's
that
not
whole
about
side of
my
the house.
stubbornness. It's about your craziness. I don't need to marry the gravel man. I'm perfectly happy. And I did meet him, and I thought maybe like my what I imagine Baba's opinion of me to be is significantly lower after I met Dudley because I saw absolutely no reason he would have thought that we would even have a conversation.
And so you saw no connection at all. You didn't see the magic of what Baba saw.
No.
We're getting this warning that it's poor again. We're back to a dance stream. I think we just gotta let it go. We just gotta keep rolling.
It's
Um
because I'm on Wi-Fi. Would that have something to do with it?
no, no, it's not on your end, it's on my end. Because you're the only way that you connect is through my whole system here. So
Mhm.
it's like you're just in a chat room right now. There's no reason why you would be affecting this at all. Though I would say that you mess up most things, Deanna. In this instance, it's not
I
your
know,
I'm
I'm
going
so
to say it's
used
not
to it
your
being
fault.
my fault.
It's always your fault, Deanna. I've told you this, and I'm
Say that
tired
again
of
now.
explaining this. It's because you're a woman, and because you're a woman, it is always your fault. I
This
have
is
to
why
say
you had
this
to
to
keep the harassment clause in.
exactly. Oh my God. We went through, so we're doing all sorts of business dealings for the lobby right now and trying to formalize it as an actual company rather than just like the hodgepodge of like the three of us just willy nilly putting things on. And so we drafted up like a formal business agreement. And with that, it became clear that we needed to have some level of a code of conduct. So our business partner, Sam, drafted this code of conduct, and in it is one whole section that is just devoted to like inappropriate behavior, such as like sexual harassment, threats of violence, making somebody uncomfortable. And immediately I was like, all of this has to come out right now. There's no way that where this is gonna I can't work like this if I'm not able to harass the people that I'm working with. Like that's where I absolutely thrive, is where I'm able to sexually harass my coworkers.
And you drew the line and it was removed.
Yeah, it got struck. I'm like, I am not working like this. I speak for Deanna and myself when I say that we're going to be doing all of the things that are listed out in these no bullet points.
I personally tend not to harass women specifically, but I know that that's something that you need
I'll
in
pick up
general.
the slack. I'll pick
Okay.
up the slack. Don't worry, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'll be I trust me, I'll be harassing for the two of us. No problem. No
My
problem. I mean,
goodness.
if I can't verbally berate you, then what are we even doing here? Like why are we even in business together if I'm not able to like sit here and blame you for everything? I mean, in fairness, in all seriousness, I treat you like a queen. That's what are you laughing about? That's 100% true. I treat you like
The queen
royalty,
of
Deanna.
what?
The queen, yeah, the queen of my kingdom. Come on now, Deanna. I am a consummate gentleman with you, and you know that. When have I ever harassed you?
You're constantly harassing me,
What are
but
you talking about? What are you talking about? I extol your virtues, Deanna. I talk about how great of a person you are. I spent 5 minutes at the tail of the last show just talking about how much I loved you. When am I harassing you?
the other 95% of the time.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I feel as though that's a mischaracterization.
I feel like your honor has gone down a notch every minute of the show.
I mean, that's the whole point of being here, is it not?
You're
I like
almost completely out at this
I
point.
I'm telling you, I treat you fairly, equitably, regally, like legitimately. Like I may as well be throwing rose petals at your feet whenever we're going somewhere. It could get a lot worse, I'll tell you that much. Don't test me, Deanna. It could get so much worse than it currently. If you think this is bad,
No,
you just wait.
I'm just joking with you, Dan. You're a wonderful human being.
And
And I think your hair looks great today.
ah. Would you know it? That was my planned opening to the show. I was going to tell you about how I had to wash my hair today, and you were getting subpar hair. You don't even know. Like this is not even the best that this hair could look. No, you're getting like you're getting second rate hair right now.
It looks fully coiffed.
It's like in a good space, but I find that it's better like the day after washing or even the day after that. Like the second day is when it's truly ripened like fine wine. I mean, don't get me wrong, like you're still getting my hair, which means that you're getting excellent hair. It's just that I had to save like my really top-notch hair. I'm trying to make hit on about Saturday.
I was trying, I can't remember what it was. I think maybe I was talking with Ellery and she wanted to buy you a hat. And I was like, actually, I don't know if Dan wears hats. I think he likes his hair too much to disrupt the viewing pleasure for others. Do you wear
I
hats?
still I still wear a fair amount of hats. Yeah, I was wearing one the other day at the Pinewood Derby.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, you were.
Because my hair will get somewhat unruly and unmanageable, and so it's like it's better to tamp all that down under a cap. I think I look good in hats, and then I feel also is like the hat is like the safe haven for the guy that has a questionable hairline or like a questionable hair situation in general.
Yeah,
And
I
so to
don't trust
me,
people who wear them all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you are constantly rocking a lid, it means that there's something going on underneath of that. But for me, it's sort of like it's like the she's all that phenomenon where it's like, oh, like there he is, like looking dowdy, looking lame, and now all of a sudden I take off my hat and it's like, oh damn,
Who knew that was under there?
who's this that just walked into the room? Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I have my little Cinderella moment wherever I am with the hat. Do you know what kind of hat she was trying to buy me?
It was like a baseball hat, like a cap kind of hat.
Not like a tri-corner hat that somebody would have worn during the Revolutionary War. I feel like that would be
I
more
do
her
have one of
style.
those if you
Do
need
you
it.
really?
I
Do you
do.
really? Why?
People
I know.
remember
Silly question. My bad. Yeah.
when it was like we're going to the Renaissance Festival, multiple people are like, "Hey, can I come to your house and like get dressed?" And somebody left in a Greek toga. Someone left as like a old ye maiden, and another person left as like a barbarian.
I actually wasn't at that Renaissance Festival instance. I was working, I believe. But that would have been Sam was in he was like some kind of an Eros type character, and then I think that was T-Bone that had also borrowed an outfit from you. Yeah, she's always like, oh, let me talk to Deanna and I'm going to go raid her closet and I'm going to see whether or not I can find something to pull out of there. And lo and behold, it almost always works. If she's like, oh, I need a Halloween costume, I'm just going to go talk to Deanna, and then she shows up and I'm like, what are you? And she's like, oh, I work in a bordello.
Or how did you get that tiny cowboy hat?
Yeah. So Ellery, just for anybody that doesn't know, Ellery is Deanna's daughter. And last weekend we went to the Pinewood Derby. She's a part of the Scouts. She's in a Cub Scout pack, and they were having the Pinewood Derby where you all the kids build these little cars and then you put them on tracks and then you race them down the track. So at the very beginning, they went to go put her car onto the track and she nearly got DQ'd. She nearly got disqualified because the wheels were too narrow to fit onto the track. So naturally, given that Ellery she's 8 at this point, right? So
Mhm.
she had a full on meltdown and was like, I want to leave. I want to go. I want to get out of here. I was like, okay, why don't we take our pizza to the pizza? We're going to go sit outside for a second. I'm sure that your mother is going to get this sorted out and worked on. She's gonna bat those pretty eyes of hers, and wouldn't you know it, the car is going to get fixed. So we're sitting outside, and your daughter is like, I don't want to go back in there. This is terrible. This is the worst day of my life. I'm going to go back in there and everybody's going to think I'm a goober. That's a direct quote. Is like, everyone's going to think I'm a goober. And I'm like, first of all, nobody is focused on this. I promise you, no one is aware that this happened. But also, like, you need to embrace your gooberness. Like, you are a goober. As am I, as is your mother. Like, look at what we're doing right here. We're goobering it up. Are we not, Deanna?
I think if you don't embrace your goober, it's like the to be cringe is to be free.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I want to make sure that she's the way I need to personally instill in her the importance of like, there's no problem with being a goober. Like there's no problem at all with that.
I mean, honestly, she's weird as fuck, and she, in most instances, is totally fine, like being the little weirdo. But I think she has a problem with like not doing something correctly was more of the issue, and she didn't want to be in trouble. But then I just went up to them and I did like a little face, like, and I don't think I even said anything. And then they started bringing all the tools out, and the men are like pulling apart wheels and retry. I was like, everything is fine, and came outside. I was like, Ellery, nobody like even notice. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. They fixed it. And then she won an award, and she was so proud of it.
She did win an award. I do just want to say I was not consulted on the design of this car.
Should I
I
get the car? It's right here.
Yeah, get the car. Get the car. Deanna's daughter did win an award at the Pinewood Derby for the car that looks the most like a car. which is admirable. But to me, there is one metric by which you are judged at the Pinewood Derby, and that is whether or not you have the fastest car that goes down the track. Now, I will say, there's the car right there, Deanna. Let's hold that up for the camera. Let's get a close up.
You
That's
see
very
it?
nice. It looks like an old 60s
Look
muscle
at that
car,
like
right?
little license. That was her idea to put the license plate thing on there.
I love that. I love that. That
So
does look
cute.
great. But the other thing I will say is that I watched that car race 4 times, and
Well, we
every
also didn't
time,
know about the weights. If we had put weights on this bad boy, he would have been
I
flying.
told you, I told you this weeks
Well,
ahead of
I'm
time.
not
I
even
was like,
allowed
"Where are you
to.
putting the weights?"
I
And
didn't
then it
know the
was
dads were going crazy and they get like specialty weights just like they're made just for this.
yes, it's very serious, the Pinewood Derby. Had you
Next
consulted me as a 2-time winner of a Pinewood Derby, you would have known this. Next year, I would like to be involved from the ground floor in the planning of your daughter's Pinewood Derby car, and we are going to build ourselves a champion car. There will be no, this is your trophy for a car that looks the most like a car. There's going to be, here is your massive Winston Cup trophy for having won overall number one, the Pinewood Derby.
we still need to get in touch with the Demogorgon
I know
and the
that kid,
bathtub. Like
the
what did they put in those cars?
I also want to know about the bathtub. So the Demogorgon was like, that was kind of my design of a car, which is just a very thin wedge, but it did have on top of it like a little Stranger Things themed little ornamentation. And so like that car, lights out. Like that one was insane. It won every single race that it stepped up on.
Far and wide, like it was
It
poof down.
off the end of the track. It
It
was so
literally flew
fast.
off of the track.
Flew off the track like it like was like could not be contained by the Pinewood Derby. It was insane. So that one, and the kid the kid that had it, I think his name was Oliver, and he had like this wild hair, like this big wild poofy curly hair. And like I went up to him and I was like, Demogorgon. Like I saw him because of his picture on the screen. I was like, Demogorgon, you're crushing it right now. And he looked disturbed that I was talking to him. Like he wanted nothing to do with me at all. Nothing.
And then I think it was maybe the morning after that. I was doing like the car drop off in line for Ellie at school. And this is like 6:45 in the morning. And I saw that kid walking down the street and roll down the window. I go, Demogorgon! And it wasn't until like hours later that I was like, I look like a menace.
I think
And
you may have been harassing that
I
child. Yeah,
know.
it's why can't I just scream at children anymore out of excitement? I don't understand what the problem is.
Screaming Demogorgon.
It's these new times, these new
And then
times.
the bathtub was so crazy too, because that made absolutely no sense for it to be fast.
0 sense. It had absolutely no, it was super cute. It was like a little bat, it was shaped like a bathtub with some bath water in it, and then Bluey was sitting inside of the bathtub. So already it's like the shape of the car is not aerodynamic. Then you have Bluey, which is just creating more and more drag. And yet that car also absolutely lights out. Insane. Insane. Like uh, not to be believed, the level of competition out of that car. It was nuts.
That's what I'm wondering. Do some people like dig out the inside of the car and then put weights on the inside where like you wouldn't even know? Like it's actually a hollow car.
Deanna, I swear to God, like, yes, that's what they do. I could have told you this weeks ago had I been consulted on the design. I even reached out to you. I was like, oh, when are we building the car? When are we designing the car? And you were like, oh no, we've got tools. We're going to handle it on our own. And then I show up and the car is just absolutely, it's just, I'm sorry, but
It
it just
wasn't the
wasn't up to snuff.
worst out of all the cars. It wasn't the worst. And Ellie did get an
Oh,
award. But I agree. Next year, you are going to be the captain.
thank you. I would like to be consulted on the design. I would like to be consulted on the design. All right, look. We gotta. I would love to sit here and talk Pinewood Derby cars all day, but unfortunately, I'm taking off for Disney this afternoon. We've got a guest on. We've got a
This
lot to talk
afternoon?
about this afternoon. I'm taking off
My God.
my flight takes off at 6 p.m. heading down to Disney for my sister's 50th birthday. We got matching T-shirts and everything.
Aw, tell her happy
Yeah, it's
birthday.
I will. I will. It's very exciting. It's honestly, it's very exciting. My whole family is going to be there. And yeah, I mean, like, according to my mom, when my sister was born, the doctors told my mom that she wouldn't live to be like 10 years old. And then,
Wow.
yeah. And then when she got to 10, the doctors told her that she would not live to be like 20. And now here she is at 50 years old, and we're going to we're going to
50?
Disney to celebrate. Yeah, yeah. So my sister, for a little context, it wasn't that she was just like some kind of menace or something, or was going to die in like a hotel shootout. It was that she is disabled. She has Down syndrome, and so I think at the time it's like her life expectancy was really not that great. But yeah, now we're going for her 50th
That's
birthday to
amazing.
Disney. It is amazing. It is amazing. I was talking to my mom about it either last week or the week before that. That like my sister Wendy, has really informed a lot of my worldview. I think she's had like a huge impact on me over the course of my life. I think she's taught me a lot about like empathy and kindness and understanding. And like, I think that she really has like, and I believe she's done that for my whole family, like over the course of like the last 50 years, has had some level of that impact on all of us. And
Other than
also,
Jeff.
yeah, other than Jeff, who is still just an absolute piece of shit with a huge ass, I will say, as we discussed last week with my mom, huge ass on that kid. But otherwise, yeah, Jeff won't even pick me up from the airport tonight from Orlando. He refuses to drive the 15 minutes to pick me up from the airport.
Jeff.
I know, I know. But other than that, it's like, I have a bunch of nieces and nephews and things like that, and so I've seen them grow up. My oldest nephew's 8 years younger than I am, and my youngest one is just he's turning 10 on Monday. And it's funny to see those kids that like over the course of time, because I remember having this as well, where at some point you reach a certain age and you're like, oh, Wendy, there's something that she's sick or she needs more help than most other people do. And then like your first instinct is to help her, and to like lead her by the hand in order to go someplace, or to help her sit down or get her a drink or something like that, some way that you help her around the house. And I was talking with my mom last week about how like you I've been able to see that replicated over and over again with my younger generations of nieces and nephews, that all of them at a certain point like took on that guardianship and took on that extra level of care, where it's like, oh, Wendy really needs to be cared for and tended to. And yeah, I don't know, there's something about her. She hasn't spoken since I was very little. Like, I don't have any memory of Wendy ever talking. She's been like essentially mute for the last 30 or 35 years or so. And yet for somebody that is like quiet and small and like otherwise doesn't create like a lot of presence, she, I would say, has created like an outsized presence in all of our lives. So I'm very excited to go down and celebrate her. And we have matching t-shirts for the occasion, which is very exciting. I designed some matching t-shirts that I had printed up. And yeah, we're gonna have a big old party in Disney World.
And that's so sweet. And I feel like I didn't really get that until I was a lot older, what you were saying about like when you realize this person needs more help, or like to put yourself outside of caring just about yourself, and not like you're a fully selfish way. Like I think every person wants to like be a good person even when they're younger. Like Ellie has always loved giving presents to people and making people smile or whatever. But I remember when I was a lot older, and it was when I first knew I wanted to have kids, was taking my niece to go play in the ocean. And my boyfriend at the time was like, let's go swim around. I was like, I know that I would get so much more joy out of seeing my nieces have fun. Like that would be good to me. That would make me feel fulfilled. And being able to provide that for another person is really special and sweet that you got to have that with your sister and see it also trickle down.
Yeah, it's just yeah, yeah. It really
And now you
it's
get the fast pass at Disneyland.
exactly, exactly. Or as we like to call it, the tard card, where we get to see it in front of all the
Yeah.
lines. Although they've what? No, hold on a second. Hold on. This is another part of growing up with somebody in the house. Maybe this is also some influence of my dad as well, but you end up having like some version of gallow humors about the whole situation, you know, where it's like you make jokes about it and you crack jokes about it. I remember one time we were sitting to dinner and I was like in high school. I had a friend of mine that was over for dinner and we were eating dinner and everything. And then it came time to have dessert. And my mom busted out a plate of cookies. And my dad was like, "Oh, Wendy made these cookies." And he picked one up and he took a bite of it and he chewed on it for like 5 seconds. And then he looked off and he's like, "And they turned out a little like Wendy."
Oh my gosh. Damn, I was getting stressed even hearing this story. I'm like literally sweating.
But that is sort of the crux
I
of
can
it. You know what I
understand
mean?
like the gallows humor of it all and like making like you're living with this thing that is impacting her life forever.
Yeah, completely. Like you have to you if you can't laugh about that kind of thing, then I don't know. Like then you're not going to be able to laugh about anything because your life is going to be a lot of difficulty. But yeah,
That's why you have to laugh about your stream. I okay, so I got really hot in the sweater. Let me go change. And if you want to like introduce,
let's do a little setup, shall we? Let's do go
I'll be right
change,
back.
Deanna. We're going to solo on camera for a second. So very excited about having this next guest on. So, just to recap a little bit, Deanna and I on this YouTube channel, we had for the last couple of years been producing a documentary about the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is the music festival for the Insane Clown Posse that happens in Ohio every year. I started going, and then I brought Deanna along with me because I was like, I think that you're probably the only person that's really going to see the same thing that I do here. And slowly but surely, we put together this documentary. We filmed interviews for it, and we put it together. You can see it now on this channel, Juggalo Family Values. It's called Juggalo Family Values. And yeah, we are super duper proud of it. We love that piece. We really think it's like an excellent portrait of that world as we saw it. And we have been focused for the last 6 months or so on what it is that we are going to do next. And so there has been a story that has been really fascinating to me for a quite a long time that is about it's a true crime story that takes place in a community in central Florida called Gibsonton, Florida. And Gibsonton's claim to fame is that it is the town where all of the carnival and circus workers, when they weren't on tour and traveling around the country all year long, they would go there in the winter in order to go home. That was where they lived. And so this is a highly unusual, it's a small town. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes to drive through from one end to the other, but it is occupied by what are largely considered freaks. And that's by their own name. That's not one that I gave it. I promise I know I just said something that was kind of politically incorrect, but they term themselves as circus freaks or circus or carnival sideshow performers. And it's just in a very unusual place here in the middle of Florida. It is the only post office in the United States that's built with a shelf specifically for little people because there were so many of them that were living there where they weren't traveling around with the carnival. There are all sorts of stories of big cats that are living there, like lions and tigers. There was the giant who lived there. He had a giant's camp and he was married to the world's smallest woman. So the giant was like 8 feet tall. The smallest woman was like 2.5 feet tall. And basically, it was just a town that is occupied by a lot of really unusual characters. And so in the 90s, there was a crime that happened there. Basically, there was this one guy who was a sideshow performer. His name was Grady Stiles, and he was otherwise known as the Lobster Boy because he had a birth defect where it's called eclodacty, and basically it causes the bones to fuse inside of the womb. So instead of having five fingers on each hand, his bones had fused to create these giant lobster like claws. And he had created a business and was traveling around the country with this business. It was a sideshow business. One of his children, or two of his children actually, also had this birth defect. And he was known as the Lobster Boy. And he was like a famous carny all around the country who would travel and put on this famous sideshow. Now, the story goes is that the Lobster Boy was actually quite an abusive individual. He was not a good guy. He was a cheat and a thief, and even his own son said that he's nothing but like a drunken and abusive bastard. And uh, Basically, in I think in 1992 or 1993, he was murdered in his home in a trailer park in Gibsonton. And the story that came out was that it was a murder for hire. That his wife, the Lobster Boy's wife, had hired a young friend of his son's and paid him, I think, $2,500 in order to assassinate the Lobster Boy. And it was a very sensational story at the time, as you can imagine. It's been covered a couple of times. It was actually on a season of American Horror Story. They covered this story and had some dramatization of the Lobster Boy story. There it's sad. It's popped up again a couple of times across pop culture in the last 30 years. But there is one person whose perspective in this was never really told, because by the time that person was able to talk, all the talking about the story that could have been done had been done. And that person is the person that we're going to have on today. His name is Chris, and he is the murderer of the Lobster Boy. He was the one that went into the Lobster Boy's trailer and shot him 4 times. He is a really interesting guy. I met him about 3 or 4 years ago. I interviewed him for a project that we were going to do about this crime. Unfortunately, that project didn't really go anywhere with my old company. So when we finished the Juggalo documentary, I reached back out to my old company and I said, "Hey, are you guys doing anything with that footage? Because if not, I'd really love to put it out on my YouTube channel." So they thankfully gave us the footage. Shout out to Lucid Media, based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. I think the last show that they had on the air was 48 Hours to Buy on A&E. You should definitely check it out. It's a great home buying show. But yeah, basically, we now have the footage, which includes an interview with Chris, who, like I said, murdered the Lobster Boy, and then the Lobster Boy Jr., which is the Lobster Boy's son, who also has eclodactyly, which is the same birth defect. Deanna, have you changed your top yet? There you are, brand new you. Look at you.
Who
Look
dis?
at you. Look at you. All right, Deanna. So I think I just did a little recap. I personally think I did a fucking great job at it.
You did. I was here nodding.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it all. I was only looking at myself.
Yeah, well, I was
And I
trying to
was like,
nod
God,
more
this is
because
one handsome devil.
hopefully in spirit you felt it.
Yeah. Yeah. I will also say I sent Chris our last stream that we did where we discussed this story a little bit and talked about him and having him on possibly today. And I forgot to say, like, oh, we talk about you starting at this piece of time code. I didn't tell him that. He ended up watching the entire stream. He was really big fans of ours. He loved us, and he said he would gladly measure our butts if we wanted to. That he would like to be involved in this process. He'll gladly take that on. He said he has 2 tattoos on his butt.
Are we going to see them today?
You want to? Should we ask?
Mhm.
It seems like he's game for whatever.
You put your butt online
I did put my butt
and
online.
a little bit of your nuts.
No, 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 no. I spent a
Blurted?
long I spent a long time subtly blurring out my nuts. Trust me,
I
I
try
spent
to film, like, very angled for you, I will
you
just
did
say.
an excellent job. I will tell you right now, you did a phenomenal job. Just for a little bit of context, so the first year that Deanna and I went to the gathering, we were walking by this one camp, and they called out our attention. We started talking to them a little bit, and they were saying that we did not look like juggalos, that we didn't seem as though we belonged there.
That you.
They said us. They said you're too good looking, and she's too beautiful to be here. The two of you have no place being here. And so I remember that specifically. So I said, I've been getting this all over the gathering. What is it that I'm supposed to do? I don't know how I'm supposed to prove it, but I am a juggalo. I really love this place. I don't understand what more there is to do. And so one of the women pointed down to this fake face. It was like basically like a cornhole board that had like a fake face painted on it with a hole in the center of the mouth. And she's like, "Do you see that puppet down there? If you fuck its mouth, you'll be a juggalo." And so we had a little bit of a back and forth. We had a discussion about it, and we were like, I was like, I was like, I don't know about that. I was like,
I
I
mean,
don't think I
honestly,
can.
not that much of a discussion
It
for,
wasn't
like,
that. It wasn't all right. Okay, it wasn't
you
that. I didn't
watched,
do
like,
that much
10
talking.
steps, like, people do less than that for, like, a duel or what we really did not go far. It was like, "Should you? I don't know. You want to? Okay."
I mean, I was like, this seems like I asked them. I was like, I really don't think that I'm going to be able to like get erect. And they were like, that's no problem. You can put your limp dick in the hole. It's not an issue. And I was like, how many other people have put their dicks in that hole? And then one girl popped up and she's like, I'll give you a condom. Don't worry about it. I'll give you a condom. And so I was like, they really were being like very nice and accommodating with like all of my concerns about it. And it seems like they were all going to be friendly about it, you know? So I was like, yeah, I mean, this seems like a low bar
Oh,
of entry,
six.
low stakes. Like, let's just do this. Let's fuck the mouth. And so, yeah, I handed Deanna the camera and I dropped my pants and I put on the condom, which I will tell you is quite difficult when you're not erect. It's very difficult to
Did I
get.
take video of you struggling to put it on?
You did, you did. It's in the
Oh.
final cut. This is on our channel. It's on Shorts. I'm pretty sure the algorithm has absolutely buried this thing, but it's called Dan Fucks a Fake Face. You can go check it out in our Shorts section. I don't think I included it in the long form documentary, which Deanna was like, "Why?" She didn't understand that at all. It's the algorithm. I don't think it will allow me to put on that kind of material. But yeah, I went and I humped that fake face. They were all very excited about it. They were all cheering on, like, fuck that face, fuck that face. Deanna filmed it absolutely perfectly. Like, she did a great job, a beautiful sweeping low angle that showed everyone in the background and me just thrusting away at this thing. Um,
And then
and
they were
yeah,
like,
that
"Dude, like, you can stop now 'cause
yeah,
Dan's
they were like, all right, yeah, I think the one
you're
quote I
going a
remember
little
is
too
like,
long."
they were like, okay, an actual juggalo would have finished like 15 seconds ago, my guy. Like you're pushing this a little too far. So so yeah, that yeah, that was it. I ended up fucking that face, and it was a great time. And then the next year we went back and we were walking into the camp and through the parking lot, and I hear this voice call out like, "Hey!" And I turn and like maybe 150 feet off, I see one of the girls that was sitting there, and she is like just getting out of her car, and she's like, "You, I remember you. You did some nasty shit last year."
That was also a great impression of, like, most people at the gatherings voice is, "Yeah!"
Ah! Oh, damn it. Squoky's here. Squoky, what up? Squoky is Rocky's daughter, a member of Can't Buy My Weed. We had filmed an interview with her. Squokes, I swear to you, we are working on it. We had a little technical hiccup last week. We seem to have got it sorted. We have the footage now. I'm going to get an edit together of your interview as soon as I can. Yeah,
It was really good.
it's so good. It's so great. You were absolutely phenomenal on camera. We were very excited to have you on. Yeah, so Skokie is Rocky's daughter, a member of Can't Buy My Weed. She's been coming to the gathering for the last couple of years. Here, I've even got my Can't Buy My Weed sticker on my water bottle here. You can see Can't BMW repping all day. And toward the end of this year's gathering, Deanna and I were chatting about who it was that we wanted to interview. And we were like, oh, well, there's a couple of new faces that have popped up around Camp BMW that we'd love to put on camera and love to show off. One of which was Xander, the other one was Baron. And then I think the two of us, both of us were like, oh, well, Skokie's like a natural fit. Like we should absolutely be talking to her. So yeah, and we sat down with her. She did a great job on the interview, was absolutely killer. So yeah, we're gonna have that for you soon.
Yeah.
I promise, soon. I move a lot slower than Deanna. Deanna is much faster with her work than I am. I'm more plodding.
Well, you
Though we
put
gotta get
actual like thought into a lot more than I do.
yeah, I like to. Yeah, you know what? I wasn't going to say it, Deanna, but I do. I like to think a little bit. I like to reflect.
I like to go whole hog.
I like to craft. I do
I got those
appreciate that. Like
Xander and Baron ones out like
you did that by the time I woke up the next day. You had those edits together, and they were very good. Like I'm not saying at all that they weren't good. But I do like
what
to
you're
take a
saying is
little
I'm
bit.
a natural.
Let's ease it back there,
Well, there
Tiger.
it is.
Let's ease it back. I don't know about a natural. But we got to get Chris on. Hold on. And I should really use the restroom before I do so. Can you remind me to unmute my microphone? You may be able to hear me here, but nobody else should be able to hear me
Well,
peeing.
should we go on and off? And then you can talk to him, make sure he's good to go.
No, I like to keep the much like the stream in the bathroom. I like
I
to
think
have
it
this one be
helps to
nice
like
and
break it up a
strong.
little bit.
No, 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 no. No, it's good. It's better if we have like if we go for a longer stretch of time.
Really?
Yeah, it's better for the metrics. You got to think about the metrics, Deanna.
I don't feel like this could be better for the
You
metric.
got to think about the algorithm. You're never once been
I don't feel
considered the
like a
algorithm.
2-hour video is ever good for the algorithm.
You're not thinking about the algorithm. Well, no, that's why we do
All
the
right,
cut
go with your
downs, Deanna.
stream.
This is why we do the cut downs. You look regal. You look I don't even know. You look like you're part of like a Tom Ford shoot or something right now.
I was looking upset with your face, but
Well, maybe that's it. Bye,
yeah.
Spooky. We'll talk to you soon. All right, Deanna, take over. I'm going to pish.
Fish. Is Chris on right now? Okay. Hi. Usually Dan is the one peeing. We're gonna listen to his stream. No, usually I'm the one peeing. Um, Strong stream. Is that your stream? Oh my gosh, you have the AirPods? Well, I thought it was super loud because you're all the way over there, but I didn't realize it was just the AirPods doing the heavy lifting. That was like, yeah, that's why the whole spigot talk started. Well, I think it's better to like break it up for like it's intimidating for somebody to be like, "Oh, I want to see these people talk. I don't know who they are. I want to see them talk for 2 hours." No, we can hear you. We heard your piss. Loud and clear.
Anybody else can.
Oh, really? So it was just me
Yeah.
talking about your pee? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was just you talking about my stream. No, I think that like I understand what you're saying because I look at them when they're posted on our page afterwards, and I'm like, this seems so daunting to watch us talk for two and a half
Like, I
hours.
can't
I
send
don't
this
know
to
who
any
would
of my
want
friends and
to.
yeah, who do I send this to and be like, "Listen to" I mean, I would, but I actually go back and watch them a lot more when we do, like sometimes they'll be like click on, click off, where I'm like, I just have to pee and go do stuff, and we'll click it out, but it will make it into, like, 30-minute or 1-hour chunks, and even though it's the same amount of time, in my mind, I'm like, "That's doable," and I'll sit there and listen to all 2 hours.
Well, do you go back and you watch these?
Yeah.
Me too.
Literally right after I watch them, and then I text you about them, and I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, this part was funny."
Yeah. I like I rewatched these like the last one that we did. Like I went back probably like 5 times that day and would just go skim through to like any little section of it, and I'm always like, "God damn, this is so good." Like like, we are exceedingly good at doing this,
It's
Sienna.
freaky.
It's wild, actually. Like, even right now, like, I was not planning on us doing like an hour-long intro ahead of this. Like, I in no way was this part of the plan that I was like, oh yeah, I thought we'd get on, we talk for like 15 minutes, and then we bring on Chris. Like, I didn't think that it would be like we're gonna sit here and we're gonna do like an entire whatever the hell we've been talking about. But we're exceedingly good at doing this. Like, it's actually crazy.
It's freaky. I feel like this is, like, what we're meant to do.
I think so too, Deanna. I really genuinely do. I like
I feel
whenever
like
I
we
do it, I'm
fell
like,
into it, but I feel like us just talking and talking to people is, like, our calling.
I never would have guessed that this would be the thing that we would be really good at. I don't know why that is. It's not like I doubted us in any way, but I ultimately believe that you and I are we're very engaged and engaging people, and like we're able to fill a room with really interesting conversation and stuff like that. We're not bad to look at, Deanna. I have to say, we're pretty damn handsome, the two of us. Look at you. Hold on, Deanna. Look at you. Look at you. My God. Yes, exact. Now look at me. Hmm? Hmm? Deanna complimented my hair today. See, it's like I I I really genuinely think like this is the thing that of anything that we should be doing. And
Right?
yeah, yeah, and I feel it all the time. Even like
That's why I'm like, I'm trying to really push us to have, like, a full just podcast and kind of just have maybe different category or, like, different things that we can talk about or talk to different people. We
well,
just need, like, a general umbrella.
I think as yeah, we need a brand. What as you said to me one time, Dan, what are we? Which really made me laugh. What are we? But here, let's get Chris on. He's chomping at the bit.
Yay!
He's super excited to come on. He said he's got beef with you.
Why? With me?
He doesn't have beef with you. That's a
Oh.
joke. Calm down, Deanna. Calm down. Relax. But yeah, I feel like I guess we just need to do this so much more. I don't know how we actually get people watching this.
Well, I think we need to branch out into, like, the voice streaming stuff.
We can do that from here. Like
I
we
don't
could
know.
do that right now. We have like 4 or 5 episodes up.
And you can just take it and put it there.
Yeah. What's up,
Hi.
Chris? Hang tight for 1 second. I'm gonna get you on.
The sound is a little
Good, good. Chris, do you have some headphones or something you could put in? Yeah, let's give those a shot. It sounds a little buggy right now.
I prefer them. Let's see how some do. Let's go here, here. That muted you.
Hmm. It's
Is it
still a little.
connected?
Here, Chris, talk a little bit.
Mm, this is iPhone microphone. Yeah, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, that
Hold on.
sounds
Can you
better.
That
hear me?
sounds better.
Yeah, that's so much better.
There we go.
What's
Let's
up,
see if I can get out of
Yay!
Chris?
here. Hold on. I got words all over your faces. Hold on. Let me see.
No, we can't have that.
Let's tap here. No. Go back here. Okay, there we are. I can see you again.
Heck
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
Chris. Good to
I don't
see
know what happened.
you. I like that skeleton in your background.
Oh, that's Frank.
Frank?
Yeah, that's Frank.
All
I got
right.
my whole shelf. Look.
Oh, dude, what are all those skulls?
Dogs, deers, hyena, possum, a
Ooh.
cat. I don't know what that is. I got a bird. I got some teeth and jaws, and they took my blood one time at the hospital. I'll tell you about that. This is from my buddy Kevin Duroni. He did a thing on the Lobster Boy. Here, I'll show you real quick. Let me jump into it. Show you. He did a story with baby Lobster Boy, and there's just a bunch of pictures of Grady and whatnot. He autographed it, signed it to me. Pretty cool.
Heck
Wow.
yeah.
Who is
Heck
This
that
yeah.
by?
blood, you see these blood things right here. I went to the hospital one day and they took my blood and they left it on the counter. So I just grabbed it. I'm just fucking around, playing around. I waited for them to come back, look for it, and be like, "Where? Oh, I lost." I'll be like, "Here you go." They come back a couple hours later. They said, "We tested everything. It was good." I said, "Yeah, I'm fucking out of here." That
we
made
were
no sense to me.
we were just having a conversation about how it's like absolutely essential that you fuck with the doctor when you go into the doctor's office. Like I'm the same way. Like I will tell you I don't go stealing my urine samples when I put them into the jar. I guess I
I
should
did.
start though. I'm gonna take my cues from you.
Yeah, they left it, and I was just like, I'll play with them, and they never came back. So I left. I brought it home with me, put it on my shelf. Why not?
Who was that who wrote that little comic book?
That Kevin Geroni, I call him Geroni. His name's Gerrone. He does a couple of them. They're all about the carnivals and the circuses and stuff like that. He's really big, famous guy back into like painting the banners and stuff like that. And I met him. I met him after he wrote that. I don't even remember. We was on Facebook and like somebody said something about Lobster Boy and I said something about Lobster Boy and he's like, you should check this out. And I was like, I never read that. Where's it at? And he's like, I send you a copy. And I was like, shit, okay.
What do you mean by painting the banners?
Like the stuff in front of the old fun houses and stuff like that. Now they're all metal and it's like painted onto the metal. But back then they had banners. They brought like when I mention a banner, I'm talking 60 foot long, 10 foot wide, and
Oh
they'd hang
wow.
it because the circuses was always the traveling tent show. It was the big tent. They'd bring the tent and set it up, and then the banners and yeah. So I met him, and that's pretty cool.
That is
And
cool. I want to get a copy.
yeah, me too.
I'll send them y'all's names. And I talk to them regularly, like I do with you, Dan.
Yes,
And hi,
indeed.
hi there, Daniela, or what's your name? Daniel. Say your name,
Daniel and Deanna.
Deanna. Okay.
I'm Dan. I'm Dan.
Yeah, you're
Dan.
Dan. I was,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to say her name. I was
Yeah,
say they got all
exactly,
mixed up.
exactly. You can call her Dan too. Everybody
Yeah, why
mixes
not?
up her name. We were talking about that earlier. She gets all sorts of like weird takes on her name. People like get it drastically wrong sometimes.
Try Wyatt. Everybody
Janice.
gets that wrong. And you cannot bandan. You're not allowed to bandan.
Why?
What do you
Because
mean
that's no
why?
part.
Yeah.
Well, you say that's something wrong.
I'm an essential part of the crew here, Deanna. You can't ban me.
That's true.
There are
Okay, I'll
sometimes
allow
calls
it.
to ban Dan. People don't like that I'm disrespectful to Deanna, even though
You're
I
still
think that
on
I
thin
treat her like a
ice.
queen. I think I treat her like a queen.
I don't think you treat her like a queen, but I don't think you really too hard on her.
You ended up watching our entire stream from the other day, right?
I
I
did.
meant I sent you the clip and I meant to say like, oh, we start mentioning you at this time, and then you watched through the whole thing. You even
Yeah,
volunteered to measure our butts.
I did. I said I would measure them and I'd be fair. And I would even
You
show
think
my butt. Somebody said that when they show you like your brother or something, they said when they show his butt, you're like, nah. Mom was like, nah. Listen, I got 2 tattoos on my butt. I'll show it. I don't care.
well, we were just saying, are you gonna show your butt?
Yeah.
Can we
You
see
think
your
I
butt?
put, huh?
Will you show your butt now?
I don't know how good you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. What is that tattoo on your butt?
One's angels and demons, and you can read it both ways, upside down and forward. And then the other one says heartbreaker.
Very nice. At what point did you get the tattoos on your butt?
Somewhere during them years I was in there. I
Oh, are
really
the
don't. I can't. They're all prison. I have one tattoo from this lion right here. I got that lion before I went to prison. Everything else I got was in prison.
they're all prison tats.
Yep.
And what is
Who
the
did them
How
in
you like this one?
prison?
Hey,
I mean, those are really good.
yes, your
how you like
lobster
that one?
claw. Your lobster claw. Yeah,
My
who did
lobster
your
claw.
tattoos in prison?
A couple different friends of mine. Just
With
really
a
most of them.
needle?
No, they got tattoo guns, homemade, but they work.
Oh,
Really?
I mean, I did. I did my whole. I got them on my chest,
Wow.
down my arm,
did you
on
do
my
those in
stomach,
prison?
all of them, my whole back,
You did your back?
everything. I did my back in confinement, actually.
How do you
I went to
tattoo your
confinement and I
own
ended up.
back?
No, I didn't tattoo it. Somebody else tattooed me.
Okay,
But they
that's
put two people in confinement cells, and I ended up in there with a tattoo artist. And I said, dude, just for shits and giggles, if I could have one of my friends send that stuff in, would you do? He's like, hell yeah, I'm bored. I was like, "Shh, here we go. I did my whole back in like 2 weeks, sitting at the damn door, peeking out. It had a little crack like this, and you could see down the hallway if anybody was coming. Sitting there against the door like this, looking out the crack while he's sitting there working on my back. I had more cramps in my neck than it hurt on my back.
It was through
and
the crack that he was working on it?
He was just sitting there tattooing me away, and I was looking through the crack to make sure the officers didn't come up on us.
that's
Yep,
insane.
Yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
yep.
wild.
So yeah,
There's so much.
I would love to talk to you a little bit about your time in prison. How long were you in prison for?
I say 17 and a half years, but I think it's like 17 and some months or somewhere around in there. I never added it up, tell you the truth.
Right, did that feel, I mean, like 17 years, because at the time when you were incarcerated, you were like 17 or 17 and a half years old. So at a certain time, at a certain point, you spent like half your life in a prison cell. Like, did that feel like a really long time to be in there?
At the time, yeah. Right now, I'm coming up into like my 17-year mark free, and this time's like it's went by so quick, and time moves at the same speed regardless if you're in there or out here. So I think it's just day by day, man. It is what it is. It was slow then, but now they go by too fast. Live on a Thursday afternoon on Juggalo Nation, being able to hang out on our phones and talk and bullshit like this.
It,
What the
It's pretty
it,
hell?
wild.
hell yeah, Chris. I couldn't agree more. Isn't it wonderful? And I personally just love a good Thursday. Yeah,
Do you
I'm just like,
remember? Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
Do you remember like that being now time going fast, but at that time slow, and also just so you're like a little baby by the time you're in jail. Do you remember like your thought process then, and how has it changed?
Um, okay, so I say this a lot with boys and girls. There's a difference. And when if like you have a 16-year-old daughter, you know what you got. You understand? She can be smart and don't do no dishes, but you know what you have. But with a boy from 17 to 24, that brain's still developing right here or whatever it is, and they're just stupid. They just make dumbass decisions and they don't know why they did it, and that's just simple as that. So young, I think it was better the way it happened. One, I never had no one to love me. So I didn't miss nothing. To where like if you got wife and kids or a family you love, it would be so much harder to be locked up. I didn't have nobody. I had myself. So I was just there with myself and I'm my own best friend and I survived. Let's put it that way.
What was your upbringing that you didn't have anybody?
Janice and Keith and all of them that they didn't the Janice didn't want me to begin with. I was accident baby. And her and my father
Uh-oh.
okay, you're back. What happened?
You still there?
Yeah, I can.
I can hear you, but we can't see you anymore. Here, why don't Chris, why don't you hang up and we're gonna play a clip that deals with Janice. Just click back on that same link and we'll get you back on the show. But here, let's take a look. So here is Chris from the interview talking about his upbringing and his mom.
My mother, which is Janice, she got pregnant with me first time she had sex. Supposedly ruined her whole life, couldn't finish school. My grandma was
Oh, we're
going to kick her
back.
out. My real dad left. I don't really know if he just didn't want me or if he didn't
I
want
see you.
her.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can.
She never wanted me.
I
I was
can't.
accident
You
baby.
can?
Very.
I can. Can you not?
No.
Not at all? Hold on a
Should I go
second.
out and back
Oh,
in?
no, no, you should stay right where you are, Gianna. Let's see. You're not seeing him anymore, Gianna?
No.
He's not in the chat room?
There's the box now where he would be, but it's just black.
Hmm. Well, I can see him.
So should I go out and back in?
No, it's nothing with you. Here, Chris, try exiting out one more time. I'm gonna hang up on your call. All right. We will get Chris back in just a second. Here, let me go text him.
For me, it just made it into the 3 segments, but he was still all black.
Yeah, I was seeing that. Let's see if we can get him back. Boom. You see him now?
Yay, yeah, that works.
Yay. All right, cool. There you are. Chris, can you hear us? Mm,
Like the wind he is gone.
and just Dawn again. see. Stand tight, not without its technical woes. We'll figure this out.
Oh,
Oh.
I see some pants legs.
I see some pants. Chris, can you hear us? Yeah, we can't hear you now. I don't know what's up with that.
Maybe it
Deanna,
got disconnected,
he's still on.
but his headphone might have gotten disconnected.
Oh yeah, did your headphones get disconnected, Chris? I think he's working on it. Here, we'll play this for right now.
Your dad left. I don't really know if he just didn't want me or if he didn't want her. Janice was mean. She never wanted me. I was accident baby. Very, very well known that I fucked up her life. You know, nowadays people get time out. I got knocked out. You know, it was, back then life was rough.
Let's see.
My
We do have Chris on, but we can't hear him. Oh, and now Deanna, you're gone.
Oh, sorry, I just have.
What'd you do, Deanna? Deanna, I'm alone
I'm
now.
here. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
It'd be weird if you couldn't hear me, but you're answering me.
I can hear you. I cannot see you.
Okay, you'll see me in just a second. I just have to answer a work message.
Okay. Well, then I'm all on my lonesome. Chris, yeah, we still can't hear you. I don't know what's up. Can you try reconnecting your headphones and let's see if that makes it any better? Now he gone too. He'll be back again in a second. Not without our technical hiccups here, of course. This is always the number one problem with trying to do the live show. Oh, but there's Deanna answering work messages. Deanna, this is the only job that matters. I keep telling you this. You should have no other focus but this.
I put it off for quite a while, but then when messages start going dunk 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 dunk, it's like
It does seem as though it's kind of urgent, doesn't it?
I think I gotta deal with this.
Unfortunately, I think this needs to be tended to.
I've gotten a lot of dogs lately,
A lot
and
of
a
what?
lot of them are just so like all at one time, like many, many dogs needing dog sat and like very urgently, where they're like, I have to leave town right now.
I never
And
had that issue. Like where
the
I was like,
other no, the other day I was like, should I be leaving town? Like, why is everybody going?
you should 100% be leaving town. I need
It
you
was
to get out of
concerning. Like,
town.
is there something I don't know about?
Yeah, I there's a really pivotal disaster that's about to befall all of us, and I need you to get out of town. Yeah, we still can't hear you, Chris. He's connected again. Can you see him, Deanna?
I can see him.
All right. I'm not sure what's up here. Hmm.
It showed like a little volume thingy on my screen for a second. Oh, and he's gone.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Um, oh, now we can see you. Now we can hear
Yay!
you. I think you may have been disconnected from the. Ah, no, not at all. All right, cool. Now we've got you back on, Chris. Hold on. Let's get you on camera.
That
Yeah. Can
happens.
you hear us?
Okay, I hear Deanna.
Can you
Dan,
hear
say
me?
something.
Hello,
I
hello,
don't hear
hello.
Dan.
Hello? Deanna, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
You can
Hello,
hear me?
hello, hello.
I can't hear Dan. Can you hear Dan, Deanna?
How
I can hear the
weird.
both of you.
I
But
can't hear
this
Dan.
Oh man, I don't know what's up.
Let's see what we
Dan
can
might
do
be a
then.
ghost.
I'm still here, I
I
promise.
see Dan. He's talking, but I can't hear him.
Hello. Yeah, I'm talking. It's coming through on my end.
There
I
he is.
don't know why. Can you hear me now?
I hear him. Yeah,
Heck
gotcha.
yes. All right.
Well, that was
All
fun.
right. Yes, it was. Always a good little scramble in the middle of the show.
So back to the original thing. Listen, Janice didn't want me. I was accident baby. Keith took me because he wanted her. We went to Florida. I never had no love growing up from parents, or there was no friends, there was no family. They decided to have my sister together. So my sister was wanted. She was loved. She was like the adored one. So even when I went to prison, Janice and Keith and everybody, they'd accept my calls and send me a few dollars, but they weren't like supporters.
How much they're younger siblings?
The only two people I know that ever tried to love me was Michael McKinnon and Doreen McKinnon. And I met them through drug rehab places when I was locked up in Charter. And I couldn't understand how that worked. So yeah, all through prison, everything, I never had no love till I was 35 years old.
Did you find that was something you wanted, or did you not? As a result of never having it, did you not know what it was, or did you know that you're like, did you have an inner desire to be loved by somebody?
Of course, don't we all? I mean,
Hmm. He gone again, Deanna. Hmm. Damn. It sounded like he was just about to unleash some wisdom,
I
don't we all?
know. Maybe it was a connection thing because he came back in for a second.
I know, it was definitely a connection thing. I
Oh,
don't
hi.
know. You dropped out.
you guys just keep disappearing on me.
I
Am I
see you
dropping
now.
out?
I see you now. So you were saying, don't we all
Can
want
you hear
love?
me?
Oh yeah. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Sorry, it's just bugging out in the
Yeah,
craziest
it's
way.
in the hardest core way.
It feels like I'm at a base nectar show.
I know. That is quite something. I think we may be the only ones that can hear that. Chris, can you hear us now? All right, now your picture's coming through. Chris, can you hear us?
I don't see it.
You don't?
No, I'm just getting like bird chirps
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. Hmm.
and it stopped.
And it's gone. And
I
now
feel like
it's
I'm in
just us
an
again.
escape room.
I know. Yeah, this is really that was a terrifying level of feedback. I don't know whether or not we got that on the stream, but I do want to sample that. You said it was like a bass nectar show.
Bow,
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 bow, bow.
bow, 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 bow. It was kind of sick, honestly. Can you hear us now, Chris? It sounds like it. All right, cool. That does seem like it's going a little bit better. Let me get you linked back up. Give me 1 second. Boom, there you are. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hi.
Phenomenal. All right, cool. That's so much better.
I hang out outside, sit on my heels. How y'all doing?
Doing well. You look good in the sunshine.
I think all human beings want to be loved somewhere along their life. I mean, it's just human nature. You're supposed to have a mother do it from birth. If you want to be honest, you're supposed to have mother nurturing from birth. So I think everybody wants loving. Where you get it from tends to be different stories.
And who was it that you said ended up giving you love in your life that was like the only person that you actually felt that way?
Oh, that was my wife. She, me
Your
and
wife?
she, yeah. When I got out, it took all the time till I got out till I was 35 years old before I ever found that. But listen, I want to say something real quick while I'm on this thing and I'm not falling off. I have a message. Can I please deliver a message?
Absolutely, Chris. The air is yours.
Listen, Grady Franklin Styles the Third. He went on this show in the Killer Cornies, and they asked him, have you contacted Chris or has Chris contacted you since he been out? And that lying motherfucker, he said yes, and I have contacted him. But listen to me. He said I told him I was sorry and that I had a drug problem and all this bullshit. And I got all the messages I ever sent this motherfucker. Let me say something. I have never apologized to him in my life. I would not apologize to him for nothing I ever did because it's not his fucking business to begin with. It's mine. Also, the drug addict thing, I don't know where that come from. I was 17 years old. I didn't have time to become a drug addict. I was never a drug addict. Even now, I'm not a drug addict. I've never been a drug addict. I smoke pot. And you know what? I can go to the store down the road here and I can buy cigarettes, pot, and beer legally. Since the day they legalized marijuana, I don't do nothing fucking wrong. I drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, I cuss, and I smoke pot like crazy. So that them lies he told on that show, it's offensive because I don't apologize for what I did. And he also said he sat on there boo-hoo, and I call him Baby Lobster Boy. He say, oh, he's a horrible person. He's this, he's that. I wasn't a horrible person. I was at your house for 3.5, 4 years hanging out with you. We were best friends. And to say that shit and lie like that, his whole life is a lie. And if he wants to look at drug addicts and people that got drug problems, let him look in the goddamn mirror because that shit's uncalled for. I didn't apologize. I'm not sorry for killing your goddamn daddy. And you said I took your daddy and your brother and your mommy away from you. Let me explain something to you. She was your stepmommy and he was your stepbrother. And the minute I put that bullet in your goddamn daddy's head, they were no longer step nothing by law. So don't you go on TV and lie about me no more. Tell the truth. I'm an asshole, and I did what I did, but I didn't apologize to you, and I'm not a drug addict. Okay, I'm thank you very much. It's been years. I woke up one morning. You don't understand. I woke up one morning. I recorded that show the night before because it was coming out. I want to watch it, see what he's got to say. His whole life is just shit. And he sat there and said that stuff, and he was on my Facebook Messenger. And I told him, how dare you say this shit? And I told him that same shit I just said. And he blocked me. He blocked me. And then about 3, 4 years later, I saw him on Facebook selling his hand pictures. And I said, I want one. And he said, oh, you'd buy one? And I said, no, I wouldn't buy one. I think you fucking owe me one. I think I deserve it. And then he blocked me again.
All right. Well, a lot to unpack there. So let's start with he did say those things. He actually, we talked to him on camera as well at the same time when we interviewed you, like a couple of days later. He had also mentioned that you had reached out to him over Facebook Messenger and basically outlined the same things that you just said now. You're saying that none of that is true, that you had not said that to him.
I never. Why would listen? One thing. Here's a problem I have in my life. I don't apologize to nobody for nothing. The only time you ever see me say I'm sorry for anything is when my lawyer forced me to say it in front of that judge before I got sentenced. And I should have got a damn Grammy for that shit because it looked real. Because I'm
So,
not.
yeah, and you've said this as well. So you, just to give people a backstory on the crime, you did murder his father, no?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
And his, so you killed, you, and you've said that before, like there's no, like you weren't falsely accused or anything, you did it.
I did it.
Do you feel any remorse for that at all?
No. No. I mean, I did it. Hey, if I cry about it, ain't gonna change it. I don't think about it in my day of life anymore, other than when I went to prison, I learned how to read and write. I got a GED. I learned culinary arts. I got some good stuff out of going to prison. Don't get me wrong, but I chose to do that. So the only time I don't even think about him being killed, I think more about learning the stuff in prison. And if you want to be honest, the reason I went to prison was for killing him. No, I don't. It don't bother me. Shit happens. I was 17. I made a stupid mistake. So what?
But you still do live with some repercussions from this, right? Like, so you, for instance, you told me that you recently had an issue because like your crime had come to light, and I think it ended up affecting your personal life. No.
Yeah, I go like if I get a job at like a factory where you get all these people that work there, and then this damn boy comes on TV, he makes these TV shows and he talks about me like that. And then these women that never meet me, they work two plants down, they never see me in their life. They want to go to HR and talk about, oh, did you know this guy works here? Or you get the other half of the fucking idiot planks in the world. They want to run over there. Hey man, can we take a selfie? Will you give me an autograph? So even though I'm not doing nothing wrong, the what they see and how they react to it causes me drama still. 30 years later, 32 years later, whatever it is. It's like you don't ever serve your time and you're done. That's lies.
Can you walk through what led you to murdering his dad?
I could, but if I did, I'd blow the whole story. So I think I was letting Dan just go piece by piece the way he wanted to do it.
It's quite okay. I mean, we can talk about anything here, Chris, honestly. So like we're gonna release the documentary. I think that our time of talking to you on camera was the first time that anybody came and asked you your perspective on this, right?
Ever. No one ever told me nothing. I told my lawyer, and my lawyer said, boy, you better just sit on that for a little while. Because we ain't going to use it in court. That shit don't look good at all. We ain't going to say none of that. We're just going to keep our mouth shut. And he said, when you get out, who the hell knows what the world will be like. And he was right.
And were you trying to talk to people about this? Like when you got out of prison,
I
were
tried to
you
contact everybody. I do Dateline, Newsline, ABC, NBC, CBS, every one of them people. I sent emails, you name it, unsolved crimes, mystery, unusual people. I did everything. I wrote a manuscript. I wrote a book, like we're talking right now, question and answer book. Like I was being interviewed years ago, and it's still just sitting in here. I have not been able to go nowhere with it.
What would you wish somebody asked you if you were to be interviewed by all these various?
Why I did it. Why I did it because
And
that lie,
what would you
that lie
say?
got out of control. What would I say?
well, let's start with what was the lie?
That I was paid to do it.
Here, Chris, let's can you try and move into it's a little bit noisy right now. We can hear like a lot of wind and stuff.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. Hold on, I'm gonna
Sure.
get back.
Were you getting that weird like bro
Bonk, bonk,
bro
bonk, bonk. It
bro
sounded like somebody very
bro
like chaotically
bro?
pressing like the deep parts of a piano.
Yeah, like very it was a lot. It was a lot.
I could see your face every time it was popping up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
grab,
like
yeah, you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm gonna grab my computer just in case we see clips so I can at least kind of follow along. And then
okay.
do you have a hard out at 3?
I can push to 3:30.
Okay.
We should keep him on for
I know
about.
you're like literally leaving town, so
Yeah, I also have to get out of town tonight. I'm in the same boat as those dog owners. Go get your
everyone's
computer.
leaving me.
Everybody is leaving you, Deanna.
I'm concerned. Okay, I'm gonna
I
grab
don't
my
know
computer.
why.
Be right back.
All right.
You don't know what? Do you think he's
Nothing,
talking
nothing.
about?
You're good. You're good. All right, we're working on getting Chris back in now. Sorry about the our technical issues here. I thought we had done a nice little dry run on this with my mom the other day, and she came through clear as a bell. So hopefully we'll be able to get him back in here and without that weird blubber blooper. sound that was going on. But yeah, we did interview Chris about 4 years ago. We sat down with him. It was the very first time that he had ever spoken with any kind of media outlet about this. So just some backstory. Chris did indeed kill the Lobster Boy. He is the one that the story is purported that he was paid in order to do this. Now he has a much different version of events. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back on soon to talk about that. But you'll see from the interview footage that we have, he's a really captivating guy here. This is him talking. Let's see. This is him giving some idea of what it's like to be at the carnival.
You just came off the Gravitron. You're all excited, you know, talking trash, laughing. And before you can get 20 feet, somebody's screaming at you about coming here and see the world's largest snake and a woman with a beard and the largest spider in the world. And if you can prove it fake, I'll give you $1 million. $1 each. $1. Let me go see what the hell they're showing. Then you get in there and you see it. And you're like, oh my God. So when you're walking out of the place, we're talking about it. Man, did you see that fucking spider?
Is he not popping back
Holy,
in?
that dude, and it was real. Did you see it move? Well,
Are you talking to him?
little do we know, but these people's hearing us. What?
Did he miss me?
How much? $1? I gotta go see it. And it's just a steady draw.
What was the most wild of those people that just really threw you like to look at?
That would have been the Lobster Boy.
Are we
Probably.
back?
We are back, Chris. Let's see. It happens to us too. It happens to us too. Let me get you linked back up on the show. All right, cool. There we are. All right, so Chris, you said that we were the first people to talk to you.
Yes.
And Deanna had asked, what's the one thing that you would want to say to people when you got the opportunity to say something in public about this?
That Lobster Boy story that's been told all these years is bullshit. They talked to Glenn, and Glenn was a retard. He wasn't very smart, and they kept talking to him and talking to him, and they were feeding him stuff, and he finally bit on this whole, yeah, I paid him, and he thought he was gonna say he paid me, and him and his mom was getting beat up and all this and that, and he was gonna go home. That's why he said what he said. And there's no evidence I was ever paid. I killed that woman because we were having sex. We were having an affair, and everybody in Gibsonton knew that shit. Everywhere Mary Teresa Styles was, there was little Chris right beside her. And I don't blame her. I was hot back then.
so so yeah, you've said before that I think on camera, I don't have the clip pulled up, but you said that you were beautiful as a child, right? Like
I
when you were
was.
younger.
I was, man, it was unbelievable. I was a beautiful man. It wasn't even like, it was cute, beauty, everything put into one. I wish I could go back and have that time back.
So
All these damn wrinkles.
your version, like your story is that it was a crime of passion and not a murder for hire, that
No,
you
it, it wasn't even a crime of passion.
Hmm? You dropped out again, Chris. Oh, Deanna, now I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now, but Chris is gone.
It's always at the very second of the word where I'm like, ooh, tell me the hot gossip.
Yeah, exactly. It's always right when you're like, oh, he's,
Like, what do
he's
you mean
just
it wasn't a crime of passion?
he's just edging us.
We're all back.
We're
Okay,
back.
listen, my phone is really low and gonna die. Listen, let me tell you, so I can get this out of you.
Damn it. Oh my god, the suspense, Sienna, the suspense.
It's so funny. It's just like
Listen, I've got to
listen,
get
the
out
last
this
thing I
work right
ever want to
now.
say is
This is the most important thing that I can say to you. Ah! All right, Chris, we can hear you now.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
oh, let's turn the bass matter.
I don't know, Deanna.
I feel like we just need to have Chris on another day because I want to be able to talk to him for longer and like really get into
I agree. I
it
don't know
all
what the
without.
fix. I don't know what the fix is here. How we figure out how to.
I think we need to have like a outside of streaming, figure out what the issue is, and then have a longer time that we can really get to the meat of everything.
I agree. I agree. Because right, I mean, like he gave us some nugs. He gave us some serious nugs there. But yeah, I think we're just having too many technical issues at this point. Um.
I
Oh.
hear you. I see you.
Can you hear me,
No, I'm back. I'm here.
Chris?
Yeah.
We may need to have you back on at a later date and figure out whatever the technical issues that we're having are here are.
We want to be able to actually to fully hear
Yeah, we're
your
having too
side
many
of
problems.
everything. It feels very like I don't want to do you a disservice if you've been wanting to have your story told for a long time and you
I'm gonna put the camera sound feed through for anybody that hasn't been hearing this because this is what's been going on in Deanna and I's head for a little bit is this like throbbing droid like sound. Hold on, I think you're almost back. Almost back. What do you think the fix is here, Deanna? Do we need to send him a camera, or do we need to get him to go to the library and tell the story when he's on like a?
it seems like a connection issue maybe, but I really
It
don't know. I
does.
feel like you're the person like I don't know, Google that.
I'm Dan GPT,
Yeah, you're
as you
my
like to say.
IT.
I'm your IT that figures out that. Yeah, I know. I'm disappointed. Um, I'm upset mostly with you.
It's
I think
probably I
you've
probably did something.
I think you have ruined everything, Deanna.
Collusion.
I My life was filled with happiness and joy, and then you walked in the door, and here we are now, where I'm just sad.
Not the first or last time I've ever heard that.
I definitely will not be the last time, Deanna, because I plan on keeping you around. Despite my better judgment, I plan on still having you back and having you here and in my life. Despite all the pain that it causes me, despite everything that it does to me, I think I'm sold hook, line, and sinker on you. Unfortunately, I honestly don't know how I would continue on my life without you.
I'm sorry, and you're
Do,
welcome.
do you ever contemplate? You said one time to me, you were like, Dan, if I didn't have you in my life anymore, I would be so pissed off. You were like, I would be so angry. Like, what would you do? What would you do if something happened to me?
Like how are what happened to you?
Um,
Like somebody
God.
killed you?
Sure. Or like, let's say I got a sudden illness and I died.
Those are two very different things.
Okay, let's say I died in a hotel shootout.
Why?
Drug deal gone wrong.
Were you part of it?
Yeah, of course I was part of it.
Were you buying or selling?
Uh, I was probably buying.
Why are they did you not want to pay?
It was busted up by the cops. It's like the police are definitely
Oh, the
involved.
police are going
The
after
police,
both
yes,
of
the
you.
police are involved.
Or all
Yes,
of you. It
both.
was a big crowd of the druggers.
Yeah. So I'm on one side of a narcotics transaction, and basically The police bust in. Either my side or the other side opens fire, and it becomes like a whole shootout. And then I'm caught. I
What
catch
side
straight.
opens fire?
Uh, yeah, it seems like there's a handful of very specific instances that are really going to change your answer as to how upset you're going to be. Let's just
I
pretend
mean,
I'm not
well, it's
here.
not about how upset, it's how I handle the situation.
First of all, as I've said several times to you, and this continues to be a joke that I play on myself, and it continues to make me laugh. But Deanna is my emergency contact number for everything, for every airline I fly, every doctor's office that I go to, every health class that I sign up for. I always put Deanna's name and contact information in there so that if anything were to happen to me, she is the first person that is reached out to. Now, there's two things that are funny about this. One, Deanna has absolutely zero ability to get in touch with anybody in my life, anybody with my family, to actually let them know that something had happened to me. That's number one. That's super funny. Is like Deanna's going to hear, and then literally nobody, no one else is going to have awareness that anything has happened to me. That's number one. Number two, I find it laughable the idea that something negative would befall me, that Deanna isn't
Where I'm not with
there
you?
and directly involved in said tragedy. Like I don't, and I'm not gonna lie, probably responsible for it. Like probably is the one that is to blame for whatever has befallen me.
No way. If anything, we go into action, Dan.
Yeah, we do. We did that.
I'm fixing that situation.
That
And
is
that I might
100%
be
accurate.
partially to blame for it, but then I fix it.
That is 100%. You and I do jump into action.
We do.
We do. We do. We are very good at that. It's actually happened a couple of
And we do it
times.
like in a weird, like, I feel like it's kind of how people talk about twins where they can like read each other's minds. I feel like when there's something like a distress around us, we do like a weird eye, like
Do you
a,
remember
but not,
the screaming noise last year at the gathering where it was like we heard some woman let out like an ear shrieking pierce somewhere, and the two of us looked up and were immediately like locked
because
into one
everybody's
another.
in conversation. It was a big group of people, and Dana and I are across from each other. We both hear that everybody's still chit chatting, and we just go,
Locked in. And then it happened again, and we were both like immediately jumped into action mode, and we're like, okay, we need to identify where that is and where it came from. We need to assess the situation and see who is hurt and who is injured, right? Is this not everything that was rolling? We never even discussed this, but it was like
no.
immediately just like into that mode
Well,
of like,
even
we need
prior
to.
to that, like we both like we made eye contact, and it was like the faintest. I don't even know how to like imitate it because it was the tiniest little like micro expression of just like I heard that too. I'm worried, and then it was both of us listening. Like, is that gonna happen again? So I can like go locate or what? Like, where is that coming from? And also figuring out like is did that seem like as scary as it sounded? And like all of that is both like going through both of our heads, and then we hear it again. It was like little tiny eye movement, whatever, and we both sprint off in different directions.
Chance did say at the beginning of the gathering last summer, he was like, if there were any kind of an emergency here, I feel that much better that the two of you are here. He said that to me. He was like, I feel
Oh,
like if there were like any kind of a medical catastrophe or anything that happened here, I'm glad that the two of you are here because I know that you would be able to deal with it and you'd be able to help. And I took that as a huge compliment.
yeah, that's a huge
A
compliment.
huge compliment. The other side of that is that the first year that we were there, remember Cold Ninja?
I do.
Do you remember Cold Ninja, Deanna?
I do.
There was a
Wait, can you
guy.
talk about it for 1 second? I have somebody at the door.
There was a guy who really had the hots for Deanna, which is not rare at all. That's a very, very common occurrence when we go pretty much anywhere. There's some guy that's like very interested in Deanna. So we were like, I don't know how much I need to tell this story when she's got somebody at the door. I don't know whether or not they can hear me. But basically, this guy was talking to the two of us, was very into Deanna, and he was like, "What do the two of you do when you're just hanging out in your normal lives?" And I said something a little bit piffy. I was like, "Oh, we uh, partake in substances." And he was like, "Oh, I've got some, let me go get some." And he brought it back and he handed it to me, and I could tell immediately that there was something wrong with it. Like I could tell, I knew like almost immediately that this was not something that you should do. Like I was like, and I was already distrustful given the atmosphere that we were in anyway. I was like, I don't do that kind of thing here. I could tell immediately there was something wrong. I didn't want to be rude to this guy, so I handed it to Deanna, but I I was like, I was trying to convey in some way. I was like, don't do this. And I was trying to say that with my eyes. And you said you picked up on it, right?
Yeah, it was so weird. You did I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was like this weird like mind, when people are saying like when they're a twin and like one gets stabbed, not necessarily stabbing, but they like can feel the other one and like that weird can I feel like you and I have a weird like distress is happening and we can send that through our eyes at each other.
We have an odd mind meld. Like
We do.
it's like in ET where like it's after the government has come in and they've captured ET and they're questioning all of the kids and they're talking to Elliot's brother and they're like, "So you're saying that Elliot thinks ET's thoughts?" And his brother is like, "No, Elliot feels his feelings." And that's how I feel about you. I'm like, you're one, an alien. You're ET. Long neck, huge wide head, big eyed alien. But also like, yeah, I feel that same way where it's like there is this I don't know how to describe that at all. I'm not really sure what that I don't know what that is. I don't
It's
think I want
so
to know.
weird.
It's so weird, right? That we
And then we talked about it after where you're like, I'm so glad you like didn't do that. I was trying to tell you, and I was like, no, I could tell you're trying to like send to
like a week later, like we were like, because I handed it off and then I didn't really pay attention to that, and then like a week later we were in a bar like talking about this, and Deanna was like, "Yeah, like Dan said with his eyes, don't do this," and I was like, "Oh, you caught that? You picked up on that? How odd."
it is so weird.
It is really weird, right? It is very odd. We should test that of like how much of like what's the range on that? How's the like the Wi-Fi connectivity? Like how far away
We
or how
should,
close do we have to be to one another?
well, I feel like we have to see each other's eyes at the very least.
Okay.
But I feel like we could test this if we have, well, I don't know how bad the situation has to be for like us to like send it like because they do those twin tests where they have the barrier in between and then they're like picking up the car the autism thing podcast, remember?
Yeah. You know that ended up being fake.
No parts of it.
It's
It
real.
no. Okay, so anyway, um the kind of the test that they do where it's like a separate boundary, but you're picking up cards and it's like, oh, I say triangle, or I have a triangle card, you say whatever is the shape. But I feel like there has to be some element of a gun to it. Like some element of actual danger.
Let's have somebody just off the side of us that's got a loaded gun that's pointed at us and going back and forth between the two of us, and we'll see
Or
whether or
like a
not we can
knife. Like it doesn't have to be full gun. Just like we have our hand out and there's a knife. And if we get it wrong, we get stabbed.
they could stab a
And it's
little
not
bit.
even like a cute stab, it's like a real stab.
A hardcore stab.
A full stab. And then we have to be able to look at, at each other, not say anything, and also not move our heads. Because that is something that's hard to get across. Is like, it's not like we're going like this.
Yeah, it's
It's
all
just
in
like
the
a,
eyes.
yeah, it's like a eye. eye transfer, so we have to
It,
have our heads in like a case.
all right, the complexity of this is now getting like, see, this is what you don't understand when you're like, yeah, we'll just weigh our butts. It's like, when have we ever just done something like that? Like, when is it not a whole involved production? Like, when have we ever made it simple? It's
We
never
have to
been the
think
case.
through all of the variables.
It's never been the case that we've ever done things where it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna do this. It's like, no, it's always it this could just be the scout in me, but it's like, what is the Boy Scout motto, Deanna?
And it's me as a world renowned scientist. I need to make sure that the
We're
test
that we're staying
is
with the
solid.
scientific method. Yes, I
Exactly.
agree. And that the results are replicable.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, we
It's
should try it on other people too. That would be cool.
like, if we no, I want
We
to keep
just have
this up.
stabs all over.
Let's go stab a bunch of people.
No,
Now
it's
we're
mostly
talking.
us getting stabbed.
Now we're talking. This really disturbing thing happened to me. Remember that lady that was we were doing promo for the lobby on the belt line, and that lady was running down the belt line like screaming at the top of her lungs?
Yeah,
Remember her? And she was like a very put together
it
white
was
woman in
so.
like athleisure. It was really strange. Like, she was just like screaming out like, "Don't
She
fucking touch
screamed at
me."
us, "Stop juggling!"
Yeah, exactly. Like she was just like yelling out. So the other day I was on my bike and I was going down the belt line, and I saw her again, like walking down. She looks very normal and everything, but she points at me like this and is like making a finger gun at me. And I was like, whoa, what? And like, it was one of those things that happened so quickly that it's like your brain is like, did I just register that
Yeah, it's on
correctly?
delay.
Yeah, like, did I see something going on? And then as I went continued down the belt line, I saw like pretty much everybody that was like 50 feet in front of me, behind her, was doing the same thing. Like, did that lady just make a finger gun at me and like blast me away? It was super bizarre. Like, it was really, really strange. Like, really
Wow,
disturbing. I got to
that is
T-Bone's house
disturbing.
and
That's like somebody needs to be called on her. Like that's. I
yeah,
feel like
she
it's like modeling, like working through a future scenario.
completely, completely. And I was like, I took some because I was like, that lady is clearly unhinged. Like, there's definitely something wrong with her. So, what is the likelihood that she would be able to like get like a weapon or something to be able to do that?
Easy peasy.
The
Well,
answer
that's
is that was my next thought. It's like, yeah, somebody's definitely going to give her a gun.
someone give me a gun in no time. I have no business having a gun.
Chris, no, you have no business having a gun. I actually feel like you would be super responsible with having a
I
firearm.
would, but it's just so much. Like, I don't think even people who have them, they're not like cleaning them all the time or like taking proper care of their weapon and not putting them in a safe and not like even if it's in a safe, like you're in invasion, you need to have it close enough that you can go and get to it and like undo a code and have everything else like what I don't feel like it's really going to be helpful.
I agree. Not everybody is so responsible as to just put it in a museum and leave it there. Unfortunately, we were having we were having a long conversation with my brother one night. Deanna and I got on a FaceTime with my little brother Jeff, and just for reference, like, Jeff is very much like one of my favorite people in the world. Like, I would say that he and Deanna were kind of at the top of the mountain there. I talk to Jeff every single day. I get on a FaceTime with him. I chat with him for like multiple hours. So it was really nice to have the three of us on a call, and we were there for like 3 or 4 hours, like chatting deep into the night. But Jeff had made reference to the fact that he owns a gun. And like, when I was home and solo with him, I had all sorts of questions about this. I was like, let's see it. And he's like, I don't have it. It's not on me. and he was being very vague about it. And I was like,
Very
is it in
dodgy.
very dodgy about it? And he was like, I don't have it, you can't go see it. And I was like, why not? Why can't you just take me to wherever it is? I was like, is it in a safety deposit box? Like, can we go somewhere and just like unlock it, and can we look at the gun? And he's like, no, we cannot go look at it. And I was like, is it in Florida? And it was like playing 20 questions with him. So we continued on about this with him on the phone, and he was being super dodgy about it, right?
Incredibly dodgy to the point it's like, I feel like you're playing dumb about not knowing what a gun is. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not asking like crazy questions here.
Like
This,
like we weren't even being that like invasive on
but
him. Like,
no, we weren't being intrusive. We were just like, where is the gun?
yeah, like what's the story with the
And
gun?
he would be like, not in my possession. Okay, well, where is it?
And we were like, where is the gun? Like, let's see it. And he was like, it's in a place where people can look at it, but it's not. And then I was like, is it in a museum? And he's like, bingo. Like, we had been playing like a game the whole time, like that all
Yeah,
of
this
us
is
were
like,
aware of.
guess who, but where's
Yeah,
the gun?
40 questions about Jeff's gun. And it's like, I don't like, why didn't you just say this in the first place? So it turns out that he owns an antique revolver. It's the same brand and type of revolver that Doc Holliday wielded at the shootout at the OK Corral. Jeff, and as well as myself, huge fans of the movie Tombstone. I don't know how you feel about it, Deanna, but Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Don't get much better than that. Yeah, exactly. This is fucking women don't get it. See, this is why you'll never get it. This is just like tearing down the shed. You're never gonna get it. But
No, I told you I would totally tear down the shed. I was actually kind of taken aback that I wasn't asked to help punch the shed.
boys only, boys only. T-Bone.
See, this is, we need to add that back in the code of conduct. I'm tired of this.
Excuse me, you have all sorts of girls' events that I'm not invited to.
You are
Do you
invited to like
not?
all of the girls' events, but you don't answer the group messages.
That's not true. I wasn't invited to Julie's birthday. I wasn't invited to the escape room. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not
I
invited
think
to.
because you never answered.
I never got an invite. No, that this is not true. These are just straight up. I was not invited to those things. You do plenty of girl stuff in which
Why
like
is
I am
punching the
not.
shed only guys?
You don't get it. You don't get it. T-Bone, like we woke up the next morning after the shed. She went to bed. All the boys are still hanging out. So we went and tore down a shed in T-Bone's backyard. And she had gotten several quotes for this that she felt were too expensive. It was going to be like $1,000, which is more than she was going to spend on a normal, like a brand new shed. And she's like, God, this is just so expensive. And I was like, I guarantee you that I can find a group of dudes that want to tear down this shed. And she was like dragging her feet on it and everything. So we were having dinner with another friend, another Dan, and his wife. And at one point we were discussing the shed and everything, and I turned to the other Dan and I said, Dan one, do you want to get a bunch of guys together next Friday and tear down this shed? And he immediately was like, fuck yes, let's do it. Within 15 minutes of dinner ending, I was on a group chat with like four other guys that were all like, yeah, we're in on the shed, like let's tear down the shed. We went in 2 hours time. We completely demolished the shed using sledgehammers, pry bars, heavy hammers, you name it, and then proceeded to have like a full on boys night. Like we were hanging hardcore. Like it was the cure to the male loneliness epidemic is tearing down a shed with your boys. Like you have no idea. Like we were having like deep conversations about like ourselves and our feelings and our relationships. We were talking about body dysmorphia at one point, Deanna. Like,
Gosh, you didn't
yeah,
tell me that.
yeah, like it got deep, it got real. And like
Wow.
T-Bone went to bed like probably like 4 hours before I did. And the next morning we woke up and I the first words out of my mouth was like the shed was everything. Like the shed was truly incredible. And she kept like I kept mentioning it and she was like, you guys just tore down a shed. I'm like, you're not gonna get it. You just don't get it. This is a deficit. I'm sorry. The next day she's on the phone with her mom and her mom is like, Dan, tell us about the shed. On Monday morning, she gets on her status call for work, and the first question from her team is, "Tell us about the shed. What happened with the shed?" And I'm like, "This is bro. This is everything, but it boys only for the shed." It wouldn't have been the same. I know that you can do that. I think that you
It's
would have
okay. I
been.
didn't know you guys were talking about body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it
So
was
I will allow it. However, I do think we should have a co-ed shed time. The co-ed shed.
the co shed.
Yeah.
I'm on board, maybe with that. But you also say all these things where it's like, oh, men never have the opportunity to like get
No, that's what I'm
together
saying. I'm
and
like, okay,
bond.
you guys bonded. I'll allow it. I don't have to be invited to everything. I understand. I did tell you it sounded like, did you ever watch what is that show about her Phoebe, she's a horrible person?
Fleabag.
Fleabag. You know
Like
when they go to like the
the
men's
guys, yeah,
retreat and they're just
where
like,
there's
"Come
cut.
back." I was like, this totally seems like one of those situations. But yeah, I can see why my presence maybe was not necessary. But I'm glad that you guys all got something out of it.
First of all, your presence is always necessary, Deanna. That's first and foremost. I would always prefer to have you there. There's almost never an instance where I'm like, thank God Deanna didn't come to this. Like it's just not the case. Like I'd rather you always post up. I have a better time hanging out with you. You know what I mean? The world is a brighter place with you in it, Deanna. But yeah, it's like you do understand what you're saying here, which is like, oh, guys don't have any bonding time.
I
They
no,
don't
I
have
totally
anything they can
agree.
commiserate with. And then also in the same breath, it's like, hey, why weren't the girls invited to tear down the shed? It's like, I'm sorry, but this is boys only.
I wasn't saying the girl. I'm just saying like I am prime time for punching things. I told you an entire story about like I was the initial shed puncher
You
of
you
all
told all
time.
about
So
this.
like I do believe I would have been beneficial to the team. However, in this particular instance of male bonding, I can see why my presence would not be that helpful.
Here, there's actually a video about the shed. Yeah, you're
Yeah, you can
true
play.
to
I have
form.
to answer the door real quick to
Yeah,
play
and I
it.
think I gotta go too. But let me take a second here. We're gonna fix this window, and then we're gonna watch me and the boys tearing down this shed. Now, I would just like to say, Deanna's full of crap, and she just doesn't get it. That the boys need this time, but yeah, we love Deanna unendingly. I hope she always knows that.
How could you not?
Huh?
How could you not love me?
Yeah, exactly. We already did this last time. I've extolled your virtues enough.
I know, I can never get enough, so.
I know. You always want more praise. You always want more. You
Mhm.
always want more. All right. I got to get out of here. I got to go on this Disney trip. I'm going to play this shed video. It's about 3.5 minutes. I will text you afterwards so that you can see it as well, Deanna. Or did I already share this with you?
You shared it with me. I don't believe I
It's
watched all 3.5 minutes, but
it's super. Oh, so see, this is again. You're not creating space for men, Deanna. You're not respecting men.
I was respecting your boundaries as a group together. I didn't want
Uh,
my female presence on a visual site to really affect your experience there.
Chris did just send me a note. He said my phone died. Let's do it again another day. Thank you for sending me the copy of the show. I like you too. He said he
Oh,
likes us. Yeah, yeah. So
I'm looking forward to having him back.
me too, right? The nugs he gave us were really good. Like they were very, very interesting. He is a really interesting guy. He's great to listen to when his audio actually works. We're gonna figure out a way that we can get him on camera
I'm
and
sure
have
we
it
can
be all
figure it
working.
out.
I'm sure you and I are very capable people, Deanna. I think that we should be able to do that, no problem. I'm gonna leave us with the shed video. It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds long. Deanna, Love you to death. I'll see you next week. We probably won't be back on next week, right? Because you have your child.
And you'll be at Disney still, right?
I'm coming back in the week. I'm coming back on Sunday.
Oh, I thought you were going for like a week.
No, we're going for the weekend.
Okay. Well, we might.
Uh, what is our general cadence of this?
I think we need to do at least once a week, and then I feel like whenever I am annoying you enough with like a lot of text, and you're like, let's just go on live.
Yeah, but I think we need a more regular like. I think we need
Oh,
to
like
be
a
doing this,
schedule?
not necessarily a schedule, but I think we need to be doing this at least once a week, right? In order to
Yeah.
get anything out of it. I personally I don't want to go on at like 8 o'clock at night, but I do think we would get more people watching.
I mean, we can do both. We can do a late night, shorter one, and then a during the day, longer one.
It is so funny that like on this Monday, we like Deanna and I were like texting like a lot, like kind of rapid fire. And I think almost at the same moment, this is the mind meld thing. Like we were both like, let's go on live today. And so, but we
I
can't
was
just
literally texting you as that came through.
we've got to have a more regular cadence for doing this. I think we've got to
Yeah,
establish like we're doing it at least once a week.
I agree.
Are you going to let the love and responsibility for your child get in the way of that?
Well, we can do it either like after bedtime or before school pickup.
Before school. Oh, before school pickup. Okay.
Yeah, pickup.
Like we're gonna get on at 5:30 in the morning.
4 a.m.
We're gonna get 4 a.m. Yeah, you
sharp.
can heat up a muffin midway through so that your daughter can eat something on the way to school.
Well, I think
Um,
we also get intimidated because we end up talking for so long and we
I
cannot
know,
stop
dude, and
it.
I
So then
wasn't.
it feels like a bigger task, but then I'm having fun, so I don't want to stop yapping.
I agree. Like, I also wasn't planning on being on for 2.5 hours and 15 minutes today, but here we are. Like, we just get to gabbing,
We
and
do.
I
But
don't
then
like.
we're
I
like,
don't know.
oh no, how can I carve out 3 hours of my
I know
day?
it's just like shit. That's a real time commitment for me to get on, and I'm like, eventually, I feel like we're gonna run out of stuff to say. But you know what? I thought we were ending the show about 45 minutes ago, and here we are. We're still on the air. So what I'm saying is, I genuinely, I love doing this so much. We were talking about it earlier, but like, I think that we are really exceedingly good at this, even with Chris and all the technical issues we were having today. Our recovery from all of that was great. It was so funny and so perfect. I really think that this is our art form, like
I
genuinely.
have
Like
so
I,
much fun. It's so easy. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like I think because we end up talking for so long because we genuinely enjoy it, then it
yeah,
ends up being a longer one. And
yeah.
I agree that we need to have it more scheduled and regular. So maybe we can, while we're planning, we'll say like one just chat fest, Gabby gossip, whatever time. And then we can have one that's like on the schedule is like the phone is going, like a little bomb goes off and it's like
Like cut
after
off.
45 minutes.
We're done. We're
Yeah,
done. All right. Well, let's plan on that. Let's do one of those next week at some point. I'll go ahead and tentatively say Wednesday, but we'll figure it out. We'll schedule it. It'll be on the page, and that way everybody can watch in case you want to tune in and come join us. Um, but yeah, otherwise, let's get the hell out of here. I'm going to play the shed video. I'm going to go to Disney. I'll send you pictures, Sienna. We're going to talk about it next week. We're going to have ourselves a grand old time.
I'm excited to see the pictures.
All right, cool. Bye, Deanna. Have a good weekend. And you guys, here's the
Bye.
shed video. This is put
You have
on by
fun.
Vishal. I want to give a big shout out to Vishal and his homeboy Upe, who put this together, worked diligently on it. I went into full producer mode. I had 3 rounds of notes, and each time it got better and better and better. Super proud of this piece for sure. Do enjoy. I'll talk to you later.
Knock it down, big fella.
One more! One more push!
Shit'll make you sweat.
Let's go, Dan!
Does it matter which side?
No. If you wouldn't bring your hands down like that.
That's saying. Whiskey. Oh, that's good form. All right.
What is the saying? I walk on the shoulders of my ancestors.
Go in the middle of those. You see where it's like loose?
Oh
Yeah. And break a hole.
There's definitely like
Toss that shit away.
yes. Give me your best eagle.
All right, now smack this. Yeah!
What remains of the shed? Did we do a good job, Dan?
We did a fucking great job.
No shed in sight.
Knocked this out of the park. This